Fruit de Mare, fruits of the sea with drawn butter. Today on Dinner at Joe's. Welcome to Dinner at Joe's and our first episode of the new year 2021. What we're going to do today is we're going to prepare fruit de mer, which means fruits of the sea. What I found at the store was a frozen package containing shelled mussels and shell clams cooked, and then shelled cooked clams and cooked mussels. It also contained calamari and 2 of the Argentine red shrimp. This comes frozen, and in the package it tells you to cook it from the frozen state. I don't like to do that. We're going to heat up our pan because we have to sear off this seafood. This seafood is already cooked. I've added to it, I've got about a handful of bay scallop and 2 tiger prawns. This is what a tiger prawn looks like. And the tiger prawns I've left the tail shell on, and we're going to put in a tablespoon of clarified butter in here. If you need to know how to do clarified butter, prepare it. There's a wonderful clarified butter tutorial on the butter episode of In Joe's Kitchen, which will be released soon. So what we're going to do first is we're going to start with calamari. We want to wait till the butter is hot. And each seafood we're going to put in, we're going to season with a little salt. We also have some dry vermouth here. We've got a beautiful drawn butter sauce that we're going to serve on top. And here, I have prepared, we're going to serve it with rice pilaf. So now that our butter is hot, we're going to slide in just the calamari at this point. It's going to take a minute to cook the calamari. It cooks very quickly. It just takes about a minute, and then we're going to put it on the plate with our clams. And if you see the tentacles curl, that is normal. See, I'm going to stop it at this point. It was about half a minute for the calamari. Because the secret is searing all the seafood separately and then combining it back together. When you prepare it from frozen, I don't like that. This is the fruit de mer that you can get. I got this at Safeway, but Costco sells one that's nice, and everyone is different. That's why I supplemented with the scallop and the extra shrimp. I put a little more butter in there. We're going to heat it up. Next, we're going to do the scallop. A little salt again on the scallop. And it takes about a minute or so for the scallop to become cooked. And we're not fully cooking the shellfish because it's going to finish in the sauce. Here we're using base scallop and it works well with the sizes that we have of everything, but you could cut up larger diver scallop and it would be fine. So that's good for me. We're going to halt it at this point. Our scallop. Any juices that accumulate with the seafoods, it's going to be wonderful and will end up as part of the sauce. Pull out that little piece of nastiness there. Now we're going to heat this up real hot. We'll put a dash more butter. Not much, just another half teaspoon. Just to coat the bottom of the pan. And we're going to slide in our red shrimp. And these are red shrimp because they are red when they are raw. Slide the red shrimp in, and then we'll slide our 2 tiger prawns in here. The tiger prawns, you know that they are cooked when they turn pink. The red shrimp, it's a little different. And I'm just using a spoon here. This is the easiest to work with. You could use tongs to turn the seafood if you like. Go ahead and turn the red shrimp. They get a little nice darker in color. Now we'll go ahead and turn the tiger prawns. Yes. And we're not cooking the shrimp all the way through, just like the scallop and the calamari. I'm going to pull the red shrimp out of the skillet now. And then we're going to pull these. Now I'm going to pour off the used clarified butter here. I'm going to wipe the side of the pan off so we get no burning. But I've poured out the used clarified butter, and I'm just going to give it a tiny little wipe. What's on the bottom is fond, and that's fine. Now we're going to put another teaspoon of clarified butter, and we're going to put a shallot in here. Half of a finely chopped shallot in here. Doesn't take but a moment. I'm going to put a drop more clarified butter in here, because we are going to add a pinch of paprika. That's just for color. We're going to put the paprika in now, just a pinch. Just gives a little mild color in here. It's important to use a sweet Hungarian paprika and not to use anything else. Now we're going to take about 6 tablespoons of white wine. Dash more in here. And just let it reduce. Now we'll season with salt. Not too much salt because we are going to be putting a butter sauce on it. And we're going to add freshly ground black pepper to this because it's shellfish and it can handle it. Put as much pepper in as you like. I like it. You don't want to put so much pepper that... Now that it is reduced, we're going to start sliding in shell clams, the shell mussels. and all the juices. All of the shellfish that's here is cooked. All the clams and the mussels, they are cooked. The clams are open, and they will continue to open while this finishes cooking. We'll get rid of this. At this point, we're also going to put in a little bit of parsley in now, and we'll put some on as garnish later. I'm going to add a dash more salt just for the seafood itself. We don't want much liquid left over when we do this. So we're actually going to let this continue to cook and all the liquid to cook out, which finishes cooking all the seafood. At this point, if you wanted to have frutti di mare pasta with delicious pasta, you could at this point throw some pasta in here cooked, of course. It would be delicious. Next, now we're going to take our plate. And I rubbed this bouillon cup with some clarified butter. You could also use a pan coating. And I filled it with rice pilaf. And I've left the cup on here because we're going to plate our food, and then we're going to lift it off and top with our butter salt. Everything is almost done here. And if you have too much liquid and it doesn't reduce, put it in a little cup and serve some bread on the side. While this finishes, we're going to start the plating process, which we're going to plate with, I'm going to wrap the mussel here, a little spoon here. Because the mussel's open, we just need to pop it a little bit here. That's a little better now. Okay. Next we'll take clams. We'll do the same and pop the other clam here. Okay. I'm going to turn off the heat now because this is done. We're going to start to plate up everything around. We're going to leave the shrimp until last. Take one of the shrimps and we'll put it here. Take the little shrimp here. Put the little shrimp here. And scoop out the rest before we put the last shrimp on the opposite side of the other shrimp. Lovely. Okay. Beautiful. Now we'll take our shrimp, put the shell on. Like I said, this can be saved for some beautiful bread with butter. Okay. It's beautiful. Now we're going to get a little towel. You want to wipe the plate down. That's very important. If you had a wet kitchen towel, that would work wonders here. Now we need to pull this cup off. Firm grab, and it comes right up, as you can see here. Place it out here. I'm going to get rid of the burner here so we can put this in front of us. Take our beautiful drawn butter sauce that we made. For this recipe, for this drawn butter sauce, you're going to go to the butter episode of In Joe's Kitchen. And the second recipe is for drawn butter sauce. The first recipe is for clarified butter, where you're going to learn how to make clarified butter. Now we're going to take and we're going to nap the drawn butter sauce over our seafood, like so. Then we'll take some fresh parsley. We're going to leave the rice beautiful and white. And that's what you call beautiful and sexy. Doesn't that look good?